What's up, y'all? Another Thursday episode of Clapback Culture. I'm your girl, Treasure of Jules. You already know what it is, Jules Jessie, alongside my co-host Mike Davis, who is in the Black Media Matter studio.
Yes, yes. How's it going, Julia?
It's good. What's up, Mike? How was your week?
I had a good week this week, for real. And I'm excited to be here, man. I'm looking at this show sheet. Yo, we got a lot popping this week.
Hey, I had a good time with Omari and Trey Holiday today on the Morning Update show. We talked about some stuff. So hopefully you guys tuned into the Morning Update this morning because we gave you a little bit.
Hey, it's going down.
A little too much.
Hey, we're giving extra show this week because I have fun with Owen Trey on the Morning Update on Wednesday.
You know, we might have to invite them on Clapback so they can be a little bit more relaxed, if you will. But I listen, y'all, I added in some ratchet topics tonight. I don't know why. Our Do It for the Culture section is full this week, and normally it's not. So don't judge us. Let's just sit back.
It's our peoples, man. We're just commenting, man. We didn't do it, but it's crazy in these streets.
We didn't do it. It just so happened to be like this. So let's go ahead. Let's jump into some of the headlines, and then why not? So first things first, we got this Louis C.K. He won a Grammy for the comedy album, really pretty much joking about his sexual assault. I believe we have an overlay for that on a statement that he released about his sexual assault. And he goes in to say, at the time I said to myself that what I did was okay because I never showed a woman my dick without asking first, which is also true. But what I learned later in life, too late, is that when you have power over another person, asking them to look at your isn't a question. It's a predicament for them. This is crazy. He goes on to say, the women I had power over, these women, is that they admired me and I wielded that power irresponsibly. Well, what we learn about this is that white men don't have to subscribe to cancel culture. And so you can still win a Grammy. He beat out Kevin Hart, amongst others, Chelsea Handler, for the comedy album. I don't know how you're awarded when you have like all of these sexual assault, allegations around you, sexual misconduct, allegations around you, if you will. So I don't know. He's kind of gross. He talks about just masturbating in front of women. I don't know. It gives me the creeps. So
hey, it's wild too, because every time I see somebody talking about it, it's like allegations. But why are we calling them allegations at this point? He did it. He said that he's did it. He never even really denied it. Yeah. It is what it is. The thing is, he thought that he didn't do anything wrong. I have no idea, Julia. This reminds me of like part of my beef with R. Kelly. Not the whole beef, but part of it. And I say that because with R. Kelly, how do you separate the art from the artist when you have an artist that's singing about his sexual deviancy? And when we look at Louis C.K. and we look at the album that won him the Grammy, he's talking about the things that he did. So like, why are we awarding this, man? There is no cancel culture, man. Miss me with that. Like we need to stop using that as a term because it ain't real. Nobody gets canceled. It's not a thing.
Well, maybe Will Smith might get canceled. We've been seeing a lot of that, but we will touch on that.
We're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later. That's the funny thing though, man. Regular people get canceled. Regular persons say something wild on Twitter and get fired and you broke, it's going to be a problem. But once you hit a certain status, once your bank account hits a certain level, man, there ain't no canceling you.
Well, I think that and in your power, right? Like what you can offer to your industry, because Deshaun Watson is someone who you said should be canceled. And right now he just secured the bag. We talked about it, over $320 million in a guaranteed contract. And he is still facing 22 civil lawsuits filed by women accusing him of sexual misconduct. I had to look into this, Mike, because I wanted to know what is it that the allegations are. So what we talked about on our previous show, you guys, is that Deshaun Watson had these allegations. He went before 2 grand juries and they could not indict him. And so now the women who are issuing the lawsuit are now filing for civil lawsuits, you guys. So here are the allegations. Let me just scroll to find them, because I was like, well, what did he do? Like, I mean, he got a massage. Is that unethical? What, did he rape somebody? What's the tea? And the tea is right here. Okay. The 22 active civil lawsuits allege Watson forced 2 women to perform oral sex, ejaculated on 3 women and in front of 3 others, groped 4 women, and kissed another woman unprompted upon arrival for a massage appointment. 18 of the 22 active suits accuse Watson of inappropriately touching women with his penis during massage therapy sessions. It goes on to say, this article goes on to say that 22 of the 23 women who have sued Watson originally filed their lawsuits as Jane Does. After State District Judge Deidre Davis and Rabina Soltar ruled that 12 previously unidentified plaintiffs had to attach their names to the lawsuits, 11 did so and 1 stopped pursuing her case. The remaining plaintiffs voluntarily identified themselves, including a woman who filed a new lawsuit, being the 23rd woman against Watson. Watson's lawyer goes on to say, in the few days since Mr. Watson has learned the identity of his accusers, his legal team has already uncovered evidence that numerous allegations in this onslaught of cases are simply not true or accurate. It's a lot of tea to dig through on this.
I'm just curious about how you feel. I'm curious about a couple people in our audience who, I'm not even going to call y'all out, but I remember last time we talked about this, I feel like a lot of y'all had a lot of smoke for me. Now, I will say, let me be clear.
I did.
He should be able to play football. I am not saying that this means that he can't play football. He not convicted of a crime. He's not about to be in jail. I don't think that he should lose employment. That doesn't mean that the court of public opinion, we can't view this for what it is. But Julia, I'm curious. I want to hear your opinion. And I know we got a video clip too.
We do have a video clip. So let's go ahead and watch the clip. It's leaked footage of Deshaun Watson's deposition. It's just a short clip, about 2 minutes. Let's play it. We'll come back and we'll wrap a little bit more.
Telling you that she wasn't going to go to a hotel room with you?
I don't remember that.
The Fox 8i team giving you the first look at Deshaun Watson answering questions in lawsuits filed by 22 women.
Women accusing him of sexual misconduct. Strangers he met through social media for massages.
That's why I saw it on Instagram.
So you think you saw a story that involved her?
Definitely possible.
Definitely possible. Did you find her attractive?
That wasn't my intention, sir.
I didn't ask you what your intentions were.
I can't answer that. I have a girlfriend, so that wasn't my intention, sir.
Okay, so you can't answer that because you have a girlfriend.
Because that's not what I was looking for.
What did you want from her?
Just a massage.
Was she a massage therapist?
Yes, sir.
Licensed?
I'm not sure, sir.
Trained?
I'm not sure, sir.
Schooled?
I'm not sure, sir.
Did you tell the Texans you were doing that?
No, sir.
Did you tell your trainer you were doing that?
No, sir.
Pretty risky to go to some place you've never been before, to have somebody you didn't really know, you didn't know anything about their skill level, to give you a massage. So what I'm trying to figure out, Mr. Watson, is why you would post something on Instagram suggesting that you were in New York City when you were instead in Houston getting a massage.
On the advice of my lawyer, I assert my rights under the Fifth Amendment.
In the depositions, Watson also faced questions about driving about a half hour out of town for a massage.
Meeting a woman at her mother's home and taking his own towel.
You don't think that's a little bit strange?
Can be, but I mean, we're just communicating, so.
I mean, seriously, Deshaun, you don't think that's just a little bit weird?
I'm serious too, sir.
Well, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just trying to figure out, do you think
kinda,
that's a little bit weird?
I mean, it is what it is.
Well, I would like to say a few things. If if the attorney is pressuring Watson on whether or not he decided to use an untrained, non-professional, unschooled massage therapist, like what is it that the masseuse felt they were getting into? If you're not licensed, trained, if you're not a licensed and trained professional, how are you giving out massages to an NFL football player?
You're blaming the masseuse?
I'm saying, like, what are you guys linking up for? Like, let's just start very basic. Like, what are you linking up for? If you're not really a massage therapist, what are you linking up?
Why is the $200 million quarterback going to non-licensed masseuse? What was he going there for? Because when I hear that, it sounds to me like he wasn't looking for a massage. He was looking for a prostitute. And what it sounds like from the women is they weren't all prostitutes. They might not have been a licensed masseuse. Doesn't make them a prostitute. He was showing up, treating them like prostitutes.
But if you're engaged, if you're gallivanting out here like you're a massage therapist and you're not, and you know you're not, and you're like getting referrals for massage services, like you know what time it is, sis. Like, stop what you're doing. And I don't care if someone says that's victim shaming. I think we're all adults here and we need to have real conversations. This is stupid. Like, honestly, you're meeting someone on Instagram. You're not a massage therapist, allegedly, just based on this very brief clip that we have. And you're meeting up with an NFL football player to give him a massage.
Just because they meet up with an NFL football player doesn't mean that they expect to be raped or sexually assaulted. Just because they're not a licensed masseuse, I know people that sell drugs that don't got no prescription. Like people get their hustle on, man. These is hustlers. You can hustle these massages without no license, man. That don't mean people supposed to come and take the meat out. Like, yo, man, he's out of pocket, man. We got 22 allegations, man. That's way too much to ignore, man. He's wild.
Allegations that also are not deemed criminal.
That doesn't I'm not calling him a criminal. I'm calling him a creep.
But being a creep is not criminal. And
I never called him a criminal.
Should you have to pay in a civil lawsuit for something that's not criminal? I mean, I just honestly think it's a reach. You didn't go through one grand jury, you went through two. I think it's a reach. I'm just not. I would like to hear the other side of the argument is what I would like to hear, because I have my eyebrow raised.
You just heard he had nothing to say that made any type of sense, man. Why is he lying? Why is he lying about where he is? Like, everything about what he's saying, none of it adds up, man. All of this, man. This is wild.
I mean, he also sounds like a person who doesn't want to self-incriminate, right? So if I'm giving a deposition, I'm going to be very tactful in what I say in my deposition. I'm not going to do anything.
If I didn't commit a crime, then I would talk. Like, come on. He doesn't want to incriminate himself.
Never been interrogated or cross-examined, but you better sit back and say not a word. Don't give enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're on that stand, you're extremely nervous. You're worried about someone spinning and saying something, and kind of like, creating a narrative that's not there, because they're coming in with their own objective to prove their case. And so you have to be on the defense. And so I also see a guy who's on the defense. Now, I don't know what happened in that room. I don't know if he got a massage. I don't know if he got a massage with a happy ending. I don't know if he's.
Can I respond? Can I respond to that?
Yes, you can. But what I do know is that in not one, but two different grand juries could not indict.
I didn't call him a criminal. I called him a creep. And to what Harry Jefferson said, I ain't never got no massage on Aurora. I'm not going to go to 99 and get my massage. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I've never checked my masseuse's license, but I'm going to a business that's in a building. I'm not going on Instagram to find my masseuse, because when I get a massage, I want an actual massage. He never wanted a massage. And it sounds to me like what he actually wanted, not all of these women was ready to give him.
So are you sitting here really standing on the fact that 22 women who may not be professionals are hustlers?
What are you're standing on the fact that 22 women are liars?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I am.
The odds are tremendously
No, I
stacked
mean,
against
no,
me.
we're talking about like we have created a culture in our society where it's like, oh, you got a case, you got a case, you got a case. If we bring it all together, we come collectively as a group, then we're stronger in numbers. I don't necessarily know what happened, but I don't know. Something smells.
I don't know what happened either, but I'm not calling him a criminal. I'm not saying he shouldn't play football. I'm not saying that he should go to jail. What I'm saying is he better not show up to my little cousin's house trying to get no massage, or he might get clapped. Don't bring that my way.
Well, maybe she shouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we could call a creep, man. We don't got to be a stand for everybody, man. This is creepy behavior. This is weirdo behavior. And
this is the thing.
What's up, Julia? Are you letting your man get massages from chicks that he found on Instagram? Is that cool with you?
Hell no. But, that's out of my control. If anyone makes a decision to have a conversation with somebody, an interaction with somebody on social media and solicit professional services and they're not professionals, it kind of lends itself to say, well, what are you guys really getting into? Because you're not cultivating an environment for professionalism if you're not a professional. So I just think we should be looking at both sides of the coin in the matter. If I am not a massage therapist, then why am I soliciting services that I am? Like, are we not allowed to question that as well? Because if I am lying about the fact that I am I don't get to just say, yeah, today I'm going to be a doctor. Like, I'm not. I don't get to just pretend.
Okay, but even if you're not licensed and you did all of that stuff, does that still means that you can be sexually assaulted? Does that still mean that some dude could walk in with expectations and you got to do what he wants you to do because you're not a real masseuse anyway? Does that means that?
No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. But what I'm saying is we have to begin to think, what was the set expectation going into that? If I'm not a professional and I'm using the veil of massage, which we all know can be used in the term for sex workers, like did you perform oral sex and then now there's a bunch of people who are filing a lawsuit and you want to tap in on that? Because we do have to protect Black men too, right? So we do have to say, like, okay, he had 22, 23 women that decided that they wanted to somehow meet up with him and engage in him and engage in whatever service was supposed to be exchanged. And so maybe it was a misunderstanding of what service that was.
Yo, man, either way you slice it, man, that's creepy. If you're a $200 million quarterback and you have to pay for sex, that's a red flag no matter what. No matter how you slice it, whether he's right, wrong, he's weird. He's a weirdo. That's all but that's my whole point. He's a weirdo.
I just think I think, well, let me agree with yep. I agree with this. Being a sex worker is not consent. 100%.
You just said the opposite.
No, what I'm saying is we need to look at why we got there. What was it? What was the intent in us getting up together? Because if I misrepresent myself, why is that not also creepy? Right? Like, if we're going to say he's a creep, was he a creep or did we know what we were going in there for? And then maybe consent just was not granted thereafter. Because
it feels weird to me still.
Right? I can chop it up and say, you know what? Yeah, I do. I want to have sex with you when you come over. And then when you come over, I can say, actually, I don't want to have sex anymore. And so now I pull back consent. What I'm saying is, what was the initial conversation and why and how did we get there? Because if I'm not,
what you just said is the reason why no matter what happened, he's not going to be convicted. Because without being in that room, we're not gonna know whether consent was given or taken. Like we don't know that exchange. The expectation seems clear. It seems like, yo, this man just got a thing for prostitutes, and he loves the ones that pretend to be massage therapists. And come on, man, we know what's up. We know the game. That's the game. They do that all the time. Like, we're not gonna pretend like that's not what it is. The weird thing to me is 22 is just a staggering number, man. 22 women are calling you a creep. To me, that's red flags, man. That's red flags. Should he go to jail? Nah. Should he lose his job? Nah. But would I kick it with him? Never.
You know what? I mean, if he mentions in the clip that he has a girlfriend, like, I would be watching this like, what is going on? I mean, and again, he's also not really giving up a lot of information. So we don't really know where he stands on the matter. And if I'm him with a $320 million contract, I'm probably not going to say very much either. Just saying.
Just women, be careful, man.
Listen, careful, I mean, and tighten up, Deshaun. Just tighten up, bro. Someone else who needs to tighten up is clearly the Black Lives Matter movement. They used donation money to buy a $6 million Southern California home under the guise of it being like a space to create content. Well, everyone has called BS on that, because they're scrutinizing it, saying like, you got a big donation of $66 million. And then 2 weeks later, you went and bought this $6 million property. The leadership team, Patrice Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tometi, they formed the Black Lives Matter movement back in 2013. These are the owners, and they transferred the ownership under an LLC that's owned by one of the other owners, blah, blah, blah. It's like really like shady kind of dealings. And they weren't open about it. There is a report that stated that they did plan to report the property in a May 2022 report. So we just haven't hit May. So maybe they were going to do it. Maybe they didn't. But the trio didn't reveal any details on the upscale home when they did a taping in front of the property. So they did a video. It went viral. And someone noticed in the background that that was the property that they purchased, but they never talked about the 6,500 square foot home. Anyway, I don't know. The foundation has always planned to disclose the home's legal filings this May, and it doesn't serve as anyone's personal residence. That is what the foundation is releasing in a statement. I don't know. To me, Mike, I just feel like we're looking at, I had to do a deep dive, right? Because I already have my criticism on the Black Lives Matter movement.
Me too.
Not the hashtag, not because Black lives don't matter, but
the organization,
the network, the Black Lives Matter network, this entity, the Global Network Foundation, those guys. And I scrutinize them because I'm really thinking about $6 million really could have been used a lot more wisely to implement something in policy or strategy. And if you're talking about this property and you want to use it as a creative space or a studio, I mean, I'm looking at your Instagram. You guys have 6 reels. You have a handful of like point and shoot videos. Your graphic designs are like subpar. Like, I'm looking at your website. Some of the pages are down. So like, if you're talking about content creation, like here at Converge and the Black Lives Matter studio, like, we're crushing y'all. And we're a small team. We're an independent team. If you're getting $66 million in one donation, bro, like, I'm going to need you guys to step up your content. I'm going to need to like you guys to really step it up in terms of your policies and your strategic planning. And like, where is everything going? It's a total waste of resources, if you ask me.
You're right. And I know I'm looking at the time right now, but the thing that struck me about their organization, honestly, is that, you know, they formed a long time before 2020. And, you know, they were a small organization. I don't think that they ever knew that they were going to grow to the magnitude that they did in 2020. The first red flags that I saw with their organization in particular, when you're talking about Patrice and that handful of women that started it, is that yo, they got criticism in the streets because people were saying, yo, you're doing all this campaigning and we're seeing all these hashtags. People are making all these donations and, you know, it's our babies that died. And these are Black moms of kids that got killed. And they're saying, yo, you ain't put up no money for no funeral. You ain't put up no money for nothing. Like, you're not helping us out. And at that time, their organization is on record making statements saying that that's not what they do as an organization. And that's when I was like, yo, that's a red flag. Because if you're not supporting the family of victims of police violence, then what are you even doing? And that's the crazy part. Nobody knows what it is that they actually do. It's hard to find out what they do. There's a lot of people in the streets that do things in the name of Black Lives Matter, but when it comes to that organization, I feel like it's always been shady. And like the fact that they got this property, yo, this ain't the only thing. If you look at Patrice and some of the stuff that she's done, she started her own organization and she was getting paid to speak, and she would like go to Black Lives Matters events, but then hire herself as a speaker for exorbitant amounts of money. Like, yo, man, this is shady. It's shady, and it might be borderline fraud. I want to see how this plays out, man. Don't be out here profiting off of the death of people in our community and think that it's cool. Like, we need to come hard for these people.
Yeah, I mean, Black Lives Matter has really generated a lot of revenue under this whole movement, right? And they really cashed in at a time when Black lives mattered most, right? When it was just something that everyone was really talking about and investing capital into. And so I would be a liar if I said I didn't think they deserved a salary for the work that they do in terms of fundraising and campaigning. But I agree with you 100% in that there has to be some investment into the core issues that they're talking about. Because if your mission is to attack the core issues for Black people and to dismantle white supremacy, what work are you doing in these streets, right? Like, where is the money going in policy or into other organizations, your partnership organizations that are actually doing the work on the ground level? So I know, Amari, I know you're in this chat and we'd like to hear you weigh in on this, but
he made a comment.
Okay, here we go. He said,
we remember that.
BLM told protesters in Seattle to go home and filed complaints against elected who joined the protesters, but at the same time fundraised off the protesters. Shady, bro. So shady.
Very, very much so. Very much so. We gotta go to break though.
Oh, let's go to break. And when we come back, we're gonna talk about Tory Lanez.
When the pandemic hit, it did affect me. As a barber, I had my own personal reasons why I didn't get vaccinated. At the time, I didn't check the actual source. I thought the vaccine was developed too fast, but I was talking to a doctor and he was telling me more about the vaccine and what it can do to protect us and our family. I wanted to get back to that once was, right? I do feel safe knowing that I am vaccinated. I just hope what I'm saying is reaching into people's heads to know that this is the best decision for all of us.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
y'all. Welcome back to Clapback Culture. Just some quick culture updates, you guys. Tory Lanez was taken into custody in a Tuesday briefing, you guys. And he was only in there for a couple minutes, but basically the judge said that he violated a protective order in the felony assault case in which he is charged with shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion in the feet. Lanez, who's 29, was handcuffed in the LA courtroom and taken into jail. He had to post a $350,000 bail to be released, which he did in hours and pulled off in a Lamborghini. Think about that. Anyway, the tweet that he is being held accountable for is he didn't directly say Megan's name, but he referenced you in the tweet, and the judge felt like he was talking about her, which the tweet he is talking about her, it's clear. So that was a $350,000 mistake. Tory Lanez, relax.
For a tweet, a $350K for a tweet.
Yeah, not worth it. Not worth
Not
it.
at
And
all.
it was a stupid tweet at that. Like,
Was it funny?
no, it was
Wow.
He actually misrepresented himself because he said good D. He said good D. It was too inflammatory to share.
He's a clown.
Anyway, what's funny about this though is while I was looking up his Twitter, you guys, like in the last hour, he has posted on Twitter. He said the whole Twitter can hate, but no matter how you slice it, I just created the first, get this, biggest app for the dog community and dog lovers worldwide. Imagine Tinder for dogs. Download now, Puppy Mate app. So he has a Puppy Mate app, and it's like Tinder, and it's the world's first app for breeding, buying, and selling puppies all online, all in one platform.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good idea. You're tripping. Hey,
Idea.
hey, there's a certain section of America. I'm not gonna call anybody out, but we know who's gonna eat that up. I'm in Seattle.
I like it
out here.
I like it a lot. We talked last week about Will Smith jumping off the handles about a joke. Well, T.I. seems to do the same thing. What's weird about this is that T.I. is actually trying to go into stand-up comedy. So he's at this show, you guys. We have a short clip, and the comedian makes a joke about referencing his sexual assault allegations, which he was not charged for. The charges were dropped. So let's play the clip and come back and talk about it.
No, shut the fuck up for a second. Hey, listen. No. As many times as you joke on that shit, nigga, I'm gonna check your motherfucking ass as long as it takes. Nigga, when you stop talking about it, when you stop playing with me and mine, I'ma stop saying something. Nigga, ain't no motherfucking case, ain't never been no motherfucking case. Cause I ain't did nothing wrong, and my wife ain't did nothing wrong. And if you keep on playing with me, nigga, I'm gonna motherfucking continue to confront you publicly, verbally.
First of all, can we just protect Black women real quick? Because T.I., you're drunk and you're doing way too much over the joke. Anyway, you guys, they went ahead and resolved this conflict, but they went on back and forth for about 10 minutes. He actually physically got on stage and snatched the microphone out of her hand. It was just a hot mess.com. They took to Instagram a couple hours later, and they resolved their conflict and talked about how great things do come out of bad things. So I don't know, T.I., like it's given that it felt like a
bad look. It's a really bad look, man. I mean, comedians got to be able to tell jokes first and foremost. Also, like, yo, T.I., bro, the charges got dropped. You're good. This doesn't do anything but make you look guilty. Like, it's a comedy show, man. If you can't laugh, then don't go to the show. But like, you feel me? Like, charges is dropped and you're out here flexing on this female like that. It's not a good look.
Yeah, I think more so than that, it's T.I., you're trying to get into stand-up comedy. And so why do you you need to build tougher skin? People are going to rank on you. That comes with don't sit in the front.
For real though, like it's comedy, man.
So I dropped this in the group chat with me, you, and Cuddy, and I left it there because I wanted to see if you would even realize what it was. But y'all, I talked about this on the morning update show. You are not going to believe this. Markel Morrow is a 24-year-old rapper who actually passed away due to a gunshot wound a couple weeks ago, was shot and killed in PG County, Maryland. Well, his family, his mother, decided to give him one hell of a homegoing ceremony and rented out Bliss nightclub here in DC and propped his body, his deceased body, for what they call the final show. Let's take a look. Y'all,
Don't tell me you was in there. That was in DC.
Listen, no, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I initially didn't know how to feel about this, Mike. I thought it was super ghetto, but then the more I thought about it, I kind of think that his mother did what she felt her son would want most, right? So he's actually a super big rapper around this way. And people knew him. He goes by a rapper named Gunu. And you know, if you think about it, the way that he lived, the way that he passed, and the way that he was sent home all kind of fell into the same genre. And so I'm really not mad at this.
I give you that. This is wild. But she rented out the club. So this wasn't just a regular night where anybody was just be dancing in front of a dead body.
Nah, it was on a Sunday, but you know what? They charged $40 at the door to get in.
Stop it.
That's a mess. I mean, okay, let's keep it real, y'all. Like, you know, back in, you know, our elders, when they do pass, like they, you know, my grandfather, when my grandfather passed away, we propped him up in the living room, and he was in the living room for a couple hours. And, you know, the family went and sat and visited with the body and said their goodbyes and things like that. I'm not saying that I want to be propped up, standing up at Bliss nightclub and people are drinking and smoking. Like, send me home with Jesus. But, you know, if that was not what you were doing,
that's your lifestyle. Look, I'm not mad at it. It's different. But, you know, hey, get it how you live.
Oh,
I'm looking at Harry Jefferson in the comments, man. Look like he just found out that that Gunu's gone.
Rest in peace to Gunu. I'm telling, like, Gunu was a thing. You know what I'm saying? So he was very popular. His mother was there and was very proud at how it went. The club did face some criticism, though, and had to release a statement and apologize to people, you guys, because people thought it was outrageous that they would allow a dead body to be on stage. The nightclub said that they knew that they were going to rent out the space to the funeral home, but the funeral home didn't say where Gunu was going to be. They didn't know he was going to be in the building. So,
wow. I don't even know what to say about this. I really don't, man. Those images was wild, though. They was really getting it going up in there.
Listen,
on stage.
Did you guys peep that he had the Amiri hoodie on? That's like $1,200.
Yes.
$1,200.
Yes, I seen that.
Listen, you know what, Black people, we need to have some conversations, because sometimes we just take things a little bit too far.
Yes.
This one is like, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, the way they dressed him and propped him up, though, when you sent the clip, I couldn't even figure out why you were sending it to me. I was like, okay, I
didn't know either at first. And then I finally was looking through it and I was like, oh my God. And one of the girls in my group chat was like, that was her daughter's ex-boyfriend. And she refused to go to the funeral because she heard this is how it was going to go.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I
But
want
they
to.
charged $40 to go to his funeral.
Where did that $40 go?
That's why I was asking.
It's giving. It's just too much. I mean, can you imagine being the bartender that night?
I could not. I could
It's
not.
just different. Like I can't call it. I can't call it anything else. Oh my gosh. Harry Jefferson said, hold on, you and your family did what? Grandpa, that's not, I'm telling you, I think that's more normal. Like y'all never had the deceased loved one like sit in the living room or anything for a while.
Never, ever, not one time ever. I thought that was wild too, Harry. I was gonna let it slide, but that was wild.
They sat that man in the living room for a good minute in his chair. And they said,
He did have on a robe.
my aunt, they were just like, don't he just look so peaceful? I said, y'all, let Grandpa go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Home now, child. You know what? We gonna pray for. We just gonna pray. That's just what we're gonna do. Another person I would like to pray for and call to the altar is a podcaster who was talking crap about Sierra. I was really annoyed by this. We have a clip about, we're going to play the clip, but let me tee it up real quick. There's a quick clip about him saying that Sierra is only dating Russell Wilson for his money. So corny. Let's play it.
Yeah, if Russell ain't had that bread, Sierra ain't going to be with him. Russell Square. Russell Square. Sierra had she has a good situation, but you don't leave Future and get with Russell Wilson.
The thing is, I think that's what
you don't leave Future and get Russell Wilson. Like, it's a type. Listen, bro, everybody got a type.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody has a type. You gonna leave Future and get with Russell Wilson? He's so damn square, and I love him on the field. He's a square.
Channing.
He's a fucking square.
Channing, you go from this level of toxicity, you just want something stable. You want the guy that was sitting with that girl with that big old mouth at the draft that was laughing and you knew she deserved to be with him.
Goofball?
Yeah, you want that guy.
You want to get with goofballs.
No.
So are we trash talking Sierra because she decided to leave toxic masculinity? I just don't get it.
No,
like,
they're trash talking Russell Wilson.
I mean, but they're
Hold on.
under the bus.
Is he not corny? Is he not corny?
Is the perfect kind of corny for a woman. I don't know, amongst other men, whatever. But at the end of the day, I mean, think about Russell Wilson. He's a great family man. He's a great athlete. He's a great husband, and he's a stand-up dude. If that's a square, then we need to reevaluate what's really going on. Like,
yes, I'll give you that. But he's also a cornball. Hey, Ryan Clark is right too. That lady, that weird looking chick that Russ was with at first, the one that is the opposite of Sierra in every way, cheated on him with Golden Tate. He is a cornball.
Oh, but you know what? I really like their relationship. I think they bring the best out in each other. They balance each other. And Sierra could be corny too. You know what I'm saying? He probably draws that out of her. And then the opposite, her coolness, her swag, her fashion, her style, she pulls that out in him and amplifies that.
She changed him in so much. Y'all need to Google the picture of Russell Wilson in the airport with the Hawaiian shirt on. He was a whole different guy before Sierra. Hey, I'm not hating though. Like, it's weird that people hate on their relationship the way that they do, man. You got two people who found each other. They found happiness. I always cheer for happiness. So like, I'm not on that, but dude is a cornball. like I'm gonna call a cornball all day, every day. But I'm happy for Sierra because she got peace, man, for real, man. You don't want to see her settle down with Future. Future wasn't ready for that.
Future says that he's toxic. Like he self-proclaims that. So yeah, I'm good off you, Future. And hasn't he had like 3 other additional kids outside of like a relationship? I'm good.
Man, have fun with Future. Settle down with Russ. Russ is safe.
Yes, he is. Nice, safe, and stable.
Yes.
Good for you.
Football checks is cashing.
And they never gonna stop because he's a good investor. Because what did he buy his didn't the man buy his like cornerbacks like stock or something for them?
He did. He
for
did. He
Christmas?
did.
Come
And
on,
you see his persona, like when he's done playing football, if he wants a job in the booth, he'll be sitting in front of a microphone, man. Russ is fine, man. He'll be good forever, man. He's out here kicking it at the children's hospital, man. Future's gonna be in the club until he's 60. Future's gonna be in the club dead, just like that rapper in DC.
I'm telling you, Future gonna be up in there like stand the body up, and it's gonna be a final show, and it's gonna be
Final show, man.
$150. So
That
yeah,
was never gonna work out, man. Shout
and
out to
guess what?
Sierra, man. I'm happy for Sierra.
Wilson love him some Jesus, okay? Yes, he does, honey. Sierra, don't let them talk bad about you, sis. Don't worry about it.
Nah, she's good, man. They're chilling. They got their beautiful little family, man. They're doing their thing.
They do. Well, let's see. Do we have anything else we can talk about? Okay. I think rather than going into this last clip, let's talk about, you guys, let's just close out the show to talk about Will Smith potentially being blackballed from Hollywood. And we'll close our show out on that with the last like 3 or 4 minutes that we have. All of this stuff has transpired with Will Smith since slapping Chris Rock in the face. And I'm honestly not feeling it. And here's why. People make mistakes. So he, without sin, cast the first stone. And guess what? Everybody got a rock in their hand. Twitter is like a rock. So Instagram is like a rock. Like everybody, listen, if we followed you around with a camera, and you would not have some pretty days. So I just think it's wrong that this one time that he gets caught doing something like super wild, like this guy has had a blemish-free career, and it's just like everyone's like, yeah, I can't work with him anymore. He slapped some guy in the face. Listen, like when are we done like reprimanding him? Okay, didn't we just give Louis C.K. a freaking Grammy, and like he admitted to sexual misconduct? Like Will Smith slapped somebody in the face that he's known for 15 years. I'm sure they're going to chop it up and have a conversation about it. He's not criminally charged. Chris Rock didn't do nothing. I'm not saying he did the right thing. I'm saying he did the wrong thing, but good God almighty, we cannot keep condemning the man and making him lose everything. It's just, I can't agree to that.
Hollywood is not about to let a black man embarrass them. That's really what it's about.
Ooh.
It didn't hurt nobody. He did it. He made a mistake. He said sorry. We would have moved on. You know what I'm saying? I also think that just where we are as a society and where we are culturally, whenever something is on camera, it becomes overblown. You know what I'm saying? Like he did it on stage at the Oscars and we all see it. So now everybody has to jump on the trauma Olympics and try to be the most hurt. Yeah. It's crazy. If he would have slapped Chris Rock backstage, we would have moved on. But since it happened in front of us, like it's corny. It's super corny, and everything that you said is true. I just hope that he doesn't actually get blackballed, because that's wild. Because the things that people actually get away with is wild. Even at the Grammys. Like, y'all, Google Roman Polanski. Google what he did with that little girl, the way that he literally had to flee the country to escape jail. And they still gave him the award, and he wasn't even there to accept it. So, like, acting like the Oscars is this sacred place, man, it's not that sacred place. You know what I'm saying? Like they're corny, man. Hollywood is hella corny for what they're doing right now.
Oh my God, I've never heard the trauma Olympics. What did you say? You said this.
I mean, that's what they're doing, man. That's what all of these white Hollywood folks is doing. They're all racing to be the most hurt. You know what I'm saying? Judd Apatow talking about he could have killed him. Like, really, dog? With that open hand slap that didn't even make him step back 2 inches. Yeah. And you got corny Amy Schumer that hasn't told a funny joke a day in her life, jumping out talking about how hurt she is, and now the studios is trying to pull his projects. Man, white folks, calm down. It's too much.
You know what, Mike? You might have a stand-up comedian show. You might have a chance. Maybe that's your next gig.
Nah, man, I ain't trying to have T.I. run up on me.
Oh my God, and snatch your mic or slap you in the face. Comedians got it hard out here. Listen, Will Smith, we gonna keep praying for you, brother, because you don't deserve this. All these people who are, so fake hurt and oh my God, I can't believe it. Get over yourself. Like, take a deep breath, go back to cooking the dinner for the family, because guess what? You put your pants on and your drawers on just like everybody else does. Will Smith is a regular person just like everybody else. Yeah. Did he slap somebody in the face? Absolutely. Have I Absolutely. Okay. So let's just move on.
Accept that man's apology.
Yeah, and move on. And he apologized immediately. Now the man's checking into celebrity rehab for slapping somebody in the face. It's just giving too much. Like, the world is traumatizing. Like, it's traumatizing, and I'm over it.
I am too, man. I'm over people bending over backwards to be traumatized. Live your life, man. There's a whole world out here, man. We've seen a lot worse than somebody get open hand slapped.
Even Wanda Sykes, like sitting on the couch, like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Like, yes, you can.
Yeah, fall back.
Yeah, relax and take a deep breath. All right, you guys.
Hey, that's facts, though. Celebrity rehab, was that real? Did you make that up, or is that a thing?
No, I saw like a tabloid showing that he's checking himself into rehab.
Because he slapped somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. It's time to go home, y'all.
Listen, Will Smith, just relax. Just relax. And then August Alsina trying to drop a song amongst all of this to talk about.
Now he better be careful, because Chris Rock took that slap on behalf of August. Like that was not about Chris. That was pent up aggression from that red table.
Oh man. Oh, it's just so
Will
sad.
Smith is gonna hurt that boy.
Anyway, I think, and I feel like August Alsina is a clout chaser for that, because you already had your 30 seconds of fame when it came down to this. Like, we're not even having a conversation about you. But again, August Alsina just keeps coming back like a little. It's given, do your own music and do your own thing. Jada cannot continue to be your platform. Like,
period.
Get off the trauma bus, to get out of the trauma Olympics as well. Like, it's a lot of people, they're trying to get that gold medal for it. People are really utilizing this to go viral and have conversations. Like, oh, I'll talk about it, so put me on the couch. What?
Yeah, that's wild.
You know who's a super OG in all of this, though, is Denzel Washington. And I saw an interview with him when he was in a summit. He was at a summit with TD Jakes, and TD Jakes had asked him, about the interaction and what he had said to Will Smith afterwards. And I loved how Denzel Washington kept it, because he didn't disclose what they talked about, but he just basically let him know, or let, TD Jakes know that, sometimes when you're, in a position where you're at the highest point of your life, the devil's going to come after you, and you just never know what to do. So he said that him and Tyler Perry had a conversation with him, and he feels comfortable that Will Smith is going to be just fine. So
yeah, he's the OG, man. Denzel been there for a lot of people, man. Everybody in the game, like, Denzel is that old dude that hits you with that advice. He's the dude in real life that Morgan Freeman plays in movies.
That's Mike. All right, y'all. That is our show tonight, Clapback Culture. Mike, when you're not here, where can I find you?
Man, South Seattle Emerald. Where you find the Emerald, you're gonna find me. Of course, Thursday nights, I'm right here. Wednesday mornings, I'm gonna pop in on Owen Trey on Morning Update.
All right, y'all. And I am your co-host of Clapback Culture. You can catch me here every Thursday at 7 p.m., 10 p.m. if you're on this beautiful East Coast. During the week, catch me on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Treasure of JULES. And please go follow our Instagram at Clapback Culture. Me and Mike Davis are going to start filling it up with more content. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Converge YouTube channel.
Hey, okay.
All right, y'all. Well, we love you. And until next week, be safe and enjoy. Peace.